From my childhood, I was able to see the difference between the clean environment and polluted one. Every summer we moved to the mountain pastures. We have a very clean environment. Every September we moved back. Here people produced cotton and used lots of pesticides. I saw many times that the planes comes and sprinkling the DDTs over the cotton fields. And there were people at the same time picking up the cottons. They didn't consider that. That's why I decided to be a doctor of environment.
Guyot was a Soviet chemical production center. So it was a suburb of the capital, and it was filled with chemical factories.
They have over 40 big chemical plants where they produce DDT. After the Soviet Union collapsed, most of these enterprises were just closed because they were not able to sell their products.
When you look at the whole area, it's all these abandoned buildings and chemical infrastructure, just this contaminated wasteland.
There was a highly toxic sludge everywhere.
If you leave behind a wasteland, the land has no economic value if you've destroyed it. And if you leave behind people who are depressed because they're sick so often, there's no way these people are going to be able to create strong and healthy economies. And these are the edges of problems that aren't recognized yet in law or in regulations that we need to press against.
I had very angry phone call from the local authorities. Why you included Sumgayit to the top 10? What it means? I said that we have to meet and discuss this issue.
We had very contentious meetings with a couple of officials. Meetings where people stormed out.
These guys are always afraid, some environmentalist people. But there are two types of environmentalist people. One group looks like enemies of the chemical companies, and they don't like them because they always openly criticize them. Another group of people collaborate with them to pollute less or to prevent pollution. I say to them that I know the situation very well, and I say that there are some possibilities to improve the situation. We can help you. We can work together.
This project was implemented hand in hand with this company, co-financed together.
We didn't have much money. It's about $30,000. But we decided we use every penny very effectively. They helped us with their trucks, with their labor. And the local municipality helped us to bring their people to work there voluntarily, plant trees, you know.
I think what really matters in a lot of this work is persistence. Driven by someone who has some skin in the game that really makes these things happen.
Rovshan was able to take this very contentious relationship and turned that into one of our most successful public-private collaborations. One of the big obstacles for doing this work, and one thing that prevents governments from doing this work on their own, is this misconception that this is highly complicated, very technical, and extraordinarily expensive. You can improve public health dramatically on a budget that's realistic for a low-income country and a municipal council to pull together, and certainly realistic for a national government to do all across their country.
This is my first experience that I changed something physical. Before we had polluted ponds, but now we have clean beach, public park. Last year we planted there even tomatoes.
In Guyot, this one small pilot project now is expanding into multiple other projects throughout that particular part of the world. And I think it's a testament to making sure that something that's doable was done, and it was driven by local players. Once it's the local community that's driving this forward and can bring something successful out into the world and show what they've been able to do, that's when it can take off and really grow to scale.
Young people come there and they look at the sea. Housing prices in closed areas getting increased. It has a very huge impact, and this impact never ends. It always continues.